Cambridge International Examination, Secondary 1 Checkpoint, Maths Paper 2, October 2018. Let's start. Question 1. Work out 6.5 plus 3.2 times 6.5 minus 3.2. There are a few ways of doing this. Okay. First method, I know that this is actually a square minus b square. So I'll just do this, and then when I work it out, it's 6.5 square minus 3.2 square. And you get 32.01. Or you can use another method, which is 9.7 times 3.3. Either way, you get the same method. Now, number 2. Pierre buys 56 liters of fuel for $103.60, and Carlos buys 40 liters of the same fuel. Okay, notice that this is direct proportion. The more you buy, the more you pay. The less you buy, the less you pay. So, based on the direct proportion, how much Carlos pay is 40 over 56 times the amount of money that he's supposed to pay, which is you'll get $74. Very simple and direct. Number 3, the graph shows the temperature of a room at different times during one day. So work out the difference of the temperature at 11 a.m. and 5:30. Look at the graph. 11 a.m. is between 10 and 12. Okay, notice that one grid represents half an hour. So over here, draw a straight line up. You meet 20 degrees. And the same thing we do for 5:30 p.m. 5:30, this is 5, and then another half an hour, and then you get 18. Please do this carefully. If you miss by one grid, you get different answer. So 20 degrees minus 18 degrees gives us 2 degrees. Now question 4. Right? The graph shows the number of letters in 50 words from a page in the book. How many more 4-letter words there are than 5-letter words? 4-letter words, number of words, number of letters. Okay, so 4-letter words there are 11 words, and for 5-letter words there are 9 words. So the difference is 11 minus 9. So there are 2 more 4-letter words than there are 5-letter words. Alright, very simple and straightforward. Now the largest number of letters in a word, okay, is very clear, is 10. Okay, so there are 10 letters. Alright, simple. Now for number 5, okay, the capacity of a spoon. We are given a few unit of measurement here. Spoon is small, okay, usually measured in milliliters. Piano in kilogram. Okay, distance traveled in an aeroplane is in kilometers. All right, so because it's quite a far distance, so we use kilometers. Okay, and piano is heavy, so we use kilogram. Okay, next we go to the next question, number 6. Mia chooses 2 of these numbers. Okay, and it is known that when she divides one number by the other, the answer is 0.8 correct to 1 decimal place. Work out which 2 numbers she chooses. Alright, so I'm using this x as my first number, y as my second number, and it is known that it's approximately 0.8 correct to 1 decimal place. So 0.8 is 4 over 5, which is about 12 over 15. So I have 11 and 13, which are close, or it can also be 13 over 15. So I'm doing a random test using calculator. 13 over 15 is 0.867, which is 0.9 to 1 decimal place, whereas 11 over 13 will give me 0.846, which is 0.8 to 1 decimal place. So therefore I will choose 11 and 13 as the 2 digits, as the 2 numbers. All right. Now, question 7. Body mass index, very direct. You just substitute in all the values. All right. So BMI equals to 64.4 divided by 1.8 square. Okay, and remember 1.8 square is actually 3.24, and these numbers are related to each other. It's actually 20 times. Yeah, so very simple. You get the answer. And number 8, Angelique has a fair six-sided dice. Okay, to get a multiple of 3, what is the probability? Okay, in a dice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, list down all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And only 3 and 6 are multiples of 3. Okay, so in that case, the probability of throwing a multiple of 3 is 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6, which is 2 chances out of 6 choices. And 2 over 6 gives us 1 over 3. Right? Very straightforward. Now, the next question, 6b. Angelique, she throws a different six-sided dice 120 times. All right, the table shows her results. Okay, and work out the experimental probability of throwing multiple of 3. Okay, the same thing, multiples of 3 are dice 3 and dice 6. All right, so sum up the probability, the frequency, 21 and 24, to give us 45 over the whole, the number it was being thrown, which is 120. Simplified further, they are all multiples of 15, so it's 3 over 8. Okay, for number 9, very simple. Okay, know that E is the point on the line AB, and the angle AED must be 90 degrees, so it has to be right angle. Is where D, you extend it here and you meet it here at 2, 1. Mark E on with a cross. Very straightforward. Now, number 10. Manjit sells ice cream. On Monday, 80 men brought ice cream. 31 of these men chose chocolate flavor. So, 31 out of 80 chose chocolate flavor. And when we work up that percentage, it will be 38.75. And 41% of the women who bought an ice cream choose chocolate flavor. Yeah, so take the percentage to show if men or women are more likely to choose chocolate flavor ice cream. It's very clear here. The percentage of men who choose this ice cream is only this much, so there are more women who choose chocolate flavor ice cream. Very clear and straightforward. Now, number 11. The diagram shows a parallelogram. All sides are measured in centimeters, not drawn to scale. Now, write down the expression in terms of x for the perimeter of the parallelogram. Okay. Now, parallelogram, it means this side and this side, they're the same length. Okay, and this side together same length. All right. So, P perimeter is given by 2 times this length and this length together. Okay, so when you add them together, you get 4x plus 7, and then open up the bracket, multiply them, you shall get 8x plus 14. Right? Now, we are given that the parameter of the parallelogram is 62. So this much equals to 62. So when we work it out, we get x to be 6 cm. All right? But we don't stop there. They ask us to work out the length of the longest side of the parallelogram. Hence, the longest side is 3x plus 5. So, plug in the value of 6 here. 3 times 6, 18, plus 5, 23. Alright? Question 12. Rotate the shape Q by 90 degrees clockwise about a point C. So imagine you turning this over here. So it shall become like this. Alright. So this is also easy, simple. Question 13. In 2012, there are 600 members of sports club. In 2013, this increased to 744 members, 744, all right? So, work out the percentage. First, we calculate the difference, the increase in the numbers, okay, which is 144, over the original amount, which is in 2012, which is only 600. Because we talk about increase, all right? If we talk about decrease, we must have a point of reference, okay? So times 100% to get your percentage, and we shall get 24%. Very simple too. And question 14, this is testing us about the basic, yeah? Now, tick to show if each of these statement is true or false. Now, 4,328.418 rounded to two significant figures, all right? Okay, when you do that, you should get 4,300. So it's false. And 21.87954 rounded to 3 decimal place. Remember, look at the fourth decimal place. It's 5. Anything 5 and above, it should go up. It should be 21.880. All right, so it's false again. The 0 here is important. All right, so 7.568499 rounded to 3 decimal places. Right, it is 7.568 because this is 499. Okay, this is still rounding down to 8. So it is true. And the last one being 0.004122 rounded to 4 significant figures. All right, 4 significant figures. The 0 before the whole number, yeah, before the real number, it's not counted, so it should be 0.004122. So it's false again. Now, question 15. In the United States, a person's mass is given in pounds. So 100 pounds is given to be equal 45.4 kilograms. A woman's mass is 63.6 kilogram. Now convert this to the pounds. Okay, so it's 63.6 divided by 45.4 times 100, and you should get 140.088. So I'm rounding it up to 2 decimal place, which is 140.09. All right. Next question, 16. A museum opens 3 days each week on Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Hassam records the number of visitors on each day over a period of 20 weeks. He calculates the mean and the range for each of the 3 days. Now, write down the day of the week that gets the most visitors. Notice the mean, the highest is on Saturday. So that means the number of visitors is the highest among the 3 days. Okay, so the answer is Saturday because the mean is highest on Saturday. Now, number 17, solve the simultaneous equation using an algebraic method. Now, x plus 2y equals to 13. I like that with the first equation. And 3x plus 2y equals 24 to be in the second equation. The first equation, I multiply that by 2. I want to, the second equation, I want to work out. I want to eliminate this y. So I make the y the same. Okay, and you get 6x plus 2y equals to 48. You can also choose to multiply the first equation by 3, either way. Yes, so you get this equation to be the third equation. So now you have it the same, 6x plus 2y, and then with this one, so 3 with this you compare it. Okay, so 3, the third equation, Subtract that by the first equation, you get 5x. 6x minus x is 5x. And that will give us 48 minus 13, 35. Hence, x equals to 7. Now substitute this value into the second equation to get our value of y. Y equals to 24 minus 3 times x, which is 7. So 24 minus 21 gives us 3. 7 and 3. X equals to 7, y equals to 3. Now question 18. Question 18, there are two ways of doing this, okay? Those that is in black ink, I'm using the reference point, okay? Now, it's given A has coordinates 2, minus 2, and B coordinates 10, 14, okay? 2, negative 2, and 10, 14. So I plot a diagram. My A should be somewhere here, B somewhere here, okay? And C is the midpoint of AB, all right? And D is the midpoint of CB. And they ask us to find the coordinates of D. So we must first find the coordinate of C before we find the coordinates of D. All right, so make sure you don't calculate wrongly. If you do wrongly, it snowballs to this calculation. All right, so I wrote here the point of you can use A or B. I'm using A as my point of reference here. So basically, how to find C, you use the point of reference, which is 2. You add with the difference of this distance, divide by 2. Okay, and same thing for the y coordinates. I'm using negative 2 here as my reference, and I add with the difference of these two coordinates, divide by 2 to get the midpoint. Okay, and that will give us 2 plus 4 and negative 2 plus 8, which is 6 as C. Okay, and given that D is a midpoint of CB, okay, do the same thing. The reference, I'm using C as my reference, 6 plus the B and the C. All right, 10 and 6, what is the difference? Divide by 2. And same thing for the y value, 6, and then plus the 14 and 6, the difference, divide by 2. So you get 6 plus 2 and 6 plus 4, which is 8 and 10. Another way, which is simpler, just use the second method. You sum up the difference, is also finding the midpoint. Okay, x1 plus x2 divide by 2. So you just add them together and you divide by 2. So we don't need you to use the point of reference anymore. You just add them together and divide by 2. The x coordinates and the x coordinates of the 2 points, you add them together. For example, 2 plus 4 plus 10, you add them together and then divide by 2. We get us 6. And the y coordinates also, negative 2 plus 14, which will lead us to 12, divide by 2, 6. So the same as the other method just now. Okay, and for the D, we do the same thing again, because it's involving C and B. So 6 plus 10 from the B, and then divide by 2, and then 6 plus 14 divide by 2. So you get 16 over 2 and 20 over 2, so 8 and 10. And that gives us 3 points, 3 marks here. All right, so whichever way you choose, just make sure that you do it carefully. Now, question 19, sorry. Okay, we are told 14, 17, 20, 23. So I let this be my term 1, my first term, my second term, my third term, and my fourth term. And each term, we notice it increases by 3 units. Okay, so when n equals to 1, okay, is 3, the difference is 3, so 3 times 1 plus how many to give me the 14? So 3 plus 11. So I have this is my estimation, okay, And then I use this one, I try to check whether it applies to my second term. So when n equals to 2, it's 3 times 2 plus 11, 17. So I think it's correct. Another way, okay, in the later time you will learn about arithmetic and geometric progression. Okay, there's a formula. Tn equals to A is the first term, plus difference D. Okay, the difference can be T3 minus T2 or T2 minus T1, any two consecutive terms. The difference is D, multiply that by n minus 1. Okay, so if I use this formula, now Tn equals to 14 plus, my first term is 14 plus 3, the difference is 3, n minus 1. Open up the bracket, you get 3n minus 3, so 14 minus 3 is 11, and then plus 3n. So this will be the answer. Part B. The n term of a different sequence is given by the formula n over 2n plus 1. Right? Now, n equals to 1, the first term will be 1 over 2 plus 1, which is 1 over 3. And then when n equals to 2, the second term will be 2 over 5. Right? And then when n equals to 3, 3 over 6 plus 1, 7. So 3 over 7. So this is the first three terms. 1/3, 2/5, and 3/7. Next question, 20. Simplify. X plus 4 plus x plus 1 over 8. Okay, when you work it up, make the denominator the same. Convert that to 8. Okay, multiplies this by 2. So x times 2 is 2x. Hence we can simplify this further. 2x plus x, 3x plus 1 over 8. This is our answer. Question 21. The equations x squared plus 8x equals to 144 has solution between x equals to 8 and 9. So this is by method of trial and improvement to find the solution. Remember, correct to one decimal place. Show all your working in the table. You may not need to use all the rows. Alright, so between this 8 and 9, I quickly go to 8.5. So work it out and you get 140.25, which is still too small. Alright, and then I'll go a little bit higher to 8.7. You can choose 8.7 or 8.6 first. Alright, I choose 8.7. Okay, and it's still too big, but quite near to 144. Okay, and I try to make the number smaller to 8.6 now, and I get it quite close. Yes, so I was just curious. I need to check the difference. Which one is closer? Okay, I know the answer will be somewhere in 8.65 because this is quite close together. The difference will be quite the same, almost the same. Yeah. Now look at this. When it is 8.7, I'll get it as this. Okay. I'll get it as this, as 1.29, the difference. When it is 8.6, I'll get it as this, 1.24. So 8.6 is actually closer to the real answers. All right. So the answer is 8.6 here. All right. Now question 22. The trapezium ABCD is enlarged. The center of enlargement is B. Okay. And the scale factor is 3. So it will be enlarged this way. Okay. On the side. Okay. Everything goes bigger. Okay, for enlargement, the length of the sides will be enlarged by the same scale factor. So if it is 3, if this side is 24, AD is 24, AD being the longest, hence we must multiply that by 3, by the scale factor. So 3 times 24 is 72. And for angles, all angles remains the same. So this is still 53. All right, now shirts are made from a mix of cotton and polyester. The ratio of cotton to polyester in 2 shirts is given as follows, okay? And we are asked to write each ratio in the form of C to 1. Okay, so 13 to 7 is the same as 1.857 to 1, and 3 to 2 is 1.5 to 1. Hence, we can see that shirt A has got more cotton in the shirts. Okay. Now, the second last question. Number 24. Here are the details of a flight from London to Hong Kong. The third last question. Yeah. Okay. First, find the arrival time in London's time. Okay. To tell you, it's 12 hours 30 minutes. So 2020 departure time, you add the flight time 12 hours 30 minutes. So you should get the whole thing 50. But 32, this is over the next day. So you less that by 24 hours and you get 8:50. Okay, 8:50 London time. But we are told that it is in Hong Kong 16:50 hours the next day. Yeah. So 16:50 minus 8:50, you get exactly 8 hours. So hence, London and Hong Kong is 8 hours. For those of us who live in this region, in Singapore and Hong Kong, we know that for sure it's 8 hours, okay? But this is for the sake of those who are not living in our area. So when we work out, it's 8 hours, yeah? Now, question 25. Now, there are two ways of doing this, all right? So you can choose which way you're more comfortable with, okay? I shall go in the first way. You work it out like this, okay? You know that this is 6 square, and this is when the powers, when this is multiplication here, and the powers, you add them up. So 2 plus a gives you 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, all right? So that gives us a equals to negative 2. Or if you can see it like this, 6a, 6 to the power of a is actually equals to 1 over 6 square. Okay, 1 over 6 square is the same as 6 to the power of negative 2. And hence, a equals to negative 2. This is more straightforward, yeah? Whichever way you are comfortable with, just stick to that. Now, the last question is a direct proportion. A farmer needs 10 grams of seed to plant 1 square meter of wheat. The farmer wants to plant a field of 15 hectares. Work out how many kilograms of seed he needs. So 10 grams of seeds gives us 1 meter of wheat. Okay, so 15 hectares of wheat is the same as 15 times 10,000 meters square. Okay, 1 hectare is 10,000 meters square. Okay, so that will lead us to 150,000 times 10 to calculate the number of seeds that he needs. It's 1.5 million gram. Convert this to kilogram. Divide by 1,000. You get 1,500 kilogram. And that's the end of the paper. So quite an okay paper. Okay, all the best.